The theme of today's video, I guess you could say, is hope. It is the hope for a brighter future. It is the hope for better books in that future. And it is hope that I don't completely F up the next 2 months of my life, which is something that could very well happen. Hi guys, and welcome back to Slice of Mike. One thing that I haven't mentioned on my channel, at least I don't believe that I have, is the fact that I'm moving to New York in about 3 weeks, which is very scary, but very exciting. I'm doing a short publishing program at NYU next month, and after that ends, I'm hoping to get a job in publishing somewhere in the city. Let's hope, keeping with today's theme, that that happens. As I start thinking about packing and the trials of moving, one thing that occurred to me is that there's no way I can fit the hundreds of books that I currently own into my tiny NYU dormitory. I decided to settle on 5 books that I'm gonna take with me to NYU and to New York. So I'm gonna mention each of the books and I'm going to talk about why I decided to bring it with me, and that's it. Pretty simple video. The first book that I'm bringing to New York is The Purchasing Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Reason number 1, this book is set in Pittsburgh, and when I'm no longer living in Pittsburgh, I plan to read this book and cry my eyes out and remember all the glorious times that I had in Pittsburgh. That's what this book is gonna do for me. Reason number 2, it's a great book. Reason number 3, it's also a great movie. Reason number 4, it's very small, so it's not gonna take up much space in my backpack or suitcase. I'm nothing if not sensible. The next book should come as a surprise to nobody. Obviously, I was going to bring this book with me to New York, and the book is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. Earlier this year, I saw her in Pittsburgh, so Pittsburgh memories, number 1. Number 2, it is the book that I actually wrote my personal statement on for this college program, so I'd kind of feel ashamed if I didn't bring it, and I think people would be confused as to why I talked so much about it in my personal statement but didn't bring a copy along. Reason number 3, I still feel like a lot of people haven't read this, or at least the people that I've talked to in my program so far, no one's read this, so I'm bringing a copy to share, because good books ought to be shared. Book number 3 is a book that I haven't talked about on Slice of Mike, but it is a book that was very influential for me before I started my channel last year. That book is The Love of Nathaniel P by Adele Waldman. This book is about a writer living in New York, so reason number 1 why I'm bringing it is thematic relevance. Reason number 2, it's a great book. Let's just assume that all the books that I'm bringing are great books, okay? Because they are. Reason number 3, I included a book that takes place in Pittsburgh, so I figured I might as well include one that takes place in New York, my future abode. I might actually read this again once I get there, just to compare things on how I thought New York would be and what New York actually turns out to be, because that's always fun. Book number 4 is no shocker at all, and that is The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making. I have gotten so good at saying that title, by Catherine M. Valenti. Reason number 1 I'm bringing this book. It is wildly different than any of the other books that I'm bringing with me, so variety. Reason number 2, it's a great book. I know I said let's assume they're all great books, but I need to say it, this is a great book. Reason number 3 is the fact that besides Station 11, this book has had the most profound effect on me as a reader, and as a writer, and as a human than any other book I've ever talked about on my channel before, ever. This is another book that I plan on lending out to as many people as possible because they should all read it. You should all read it. The world should all read this book. The last book that I am bringing to New York is probably a mistake because it's humongous and I haven't actually finished it. Oops. This book is none other than A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. So like I mentioned, reasons not to bring this book, it's gigantic and I haven't finished it. Reasons why I've decided to bring this book include, number 1, I've met this author in real life. Number 2, I met her in Pittsburgh. Number 3, the book takes place in New York, various locales, but mostly New York. And reason number 4 why I'm bringing this book is because I have not finished it, like I said, and I needed to bring one book at least that I have not completely finished, because if I have time left over on the weekends or at the end of the program, which I doubt I will, but if I do, I want to have something to read. And also, as we all know, reading books is transportive. It's like a time machine for your brain. And every book that I read reminds me of some person or some place that I've been or some smell or something in life that has affected me. And so I'm hoping that by reading this book in New York, I will start to build memories of being there in New York, because currently I have none. So I'd like to have some. And maybe this book can do that for me. So there you go, the 5 books that are coming to New York with me. I think they look really nice together, which is important when you're considering books that are going to be traveling with you. Do they look nice? Yes, these look very nice. In the comments below, let me know which 5 books you would pick to go someplace new with you, and tell me why you picked them. That is going to be it for me today. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will talk to you all later. Bye!